This article is about the demographic of the Netherlands, including population density, ethnicity, education level, health of the population, economic status, religious affiliations and other aspects of the population. Population size. The Netherlands is the 64th most populated country in the world, and as of November 23, 2015, it has a population of 16,971,929. Between 1900 and 1950, the population doubled from 5.1 to 10.0 million people. From 1951 to 2000, the population increased from 10.0 to 15.9 million people, increasing by a smaller proportion. The Netherlands is the 27th most densely populated country in the world. The 16,971,929 Dutch men, women and children are concentrated on an area of 41,526 square kilometers. This means that the country has a population density of 409 per square kilometers, or over 501 per square kilometers if only the land area, 33,883 square kilometers, is counted. If only the land area of the provinces, 33,718 square kilometers, is counted. 500 inhabitants per square kilometer were reached in the first half of 2014 or possibly in the last few days of 2013. Bangladesh and South Korea are larger and more densely populated, and only Taiwan is smaller and has a larger population. There are 21 more countries with a larger population density, but they all have a smaller population. If the water area is not counted, then Taiwan is larger, and there are 16 more countries with a larger population density. As a result of these demographic characteristics, the Netherlands has had to plan its land use strictly. Since 1946, the Ministry of Housing, Spatial Planning and the Environment has been occupied with the national coordination of land use. Because of its high population density, the Netherlands has also reclaimed land from the sea by poldering. Between 1927 and 1968, an entire province, Flevoland, was created. It currently houses more than 400,000 people. Because of these policies, the Dutch have been able to combine high levels of population density with extremely high levels of agricultural production. Even though the Netherlands is so densely populated, it has no cities with a population over 1 million. Instead, the four big cities can in many ways be regarded as a single metropolitan area. The Randstad, with about 7 million inhabitants, around an agricultural, green heart. Births and deaths. The Dutch population is aging. Furthermore, life expectancy has increased because of developments in medicine, and in addition to this, the Netherlands has seen increasing immigration. Despite these developments, combined with the population boom after the Second World War, the low birth rate has caused extremely low population growth. 2005 saw the lowest absolute population growth since 1900. This demographic development has consequences for healthcare and social security policy. As the Dutch population ages, the proportion of people of working age, as a percentage of the entire population, decreases. Important policy advisors like the CBS and the CPB have pointed out that this will cause problems with the current system of old age pensions. Fewer people will work to pay for old age pensions, while there will be more people receiving those pensions. Furthermore, the costs of healthcare are also projected to increase. These developments have caused several cabinets, most notably the recent Second Balkenende cabinet, to reform the system of healthcare and social security to increase participation in the labor market and make people more conscious of the money they spend on healthcare. In 2003, the annual birth rate per thousand was highest in the province of Flevoland. The overall lifelong total fertility rate was highest in the province of Flevoland and lowest in the province of Limburg. The municipality with the highest TFR was Urk, followed by Valkenburg, Graafstroom and Staphorst. The lowest TFRs were recorded in Vals and Thorn. The total population at December 31, 2006 was 16,356,914. The population lost due to net emigration was 35,502. In 2007, there were 117,000 immigrants and 123,000 emigrants. Nearly half the emigrants were native Dutch, followed at a distance by nearly 5,000 Poles and more than 3,000 Germans. There was an observable increase in net immigration from the former USSR, Bulgaria and Romania. The annual death rate was lowest in the municipalities of Valkenburg, Zeewolde, Renswoude, west of Oort and Zevenge. The highest annual death rates were recorded in Warmond, Laren and Doorn. 16.4% of the total births in 2003 were to parents of non-European origin, although they account for only 12.4% of the population in the 25 to 34 age group. For example, 3.8% of the births were ethnic Moroccan, although they were only 2.26% of the 25 to 34 age group. Respective figures were 3.27% and 3.0% for Turks. The TFR for Moroccans in 2003 was 3.3, while the general TFR was 1.73. TFR was 2.3 for Turks, 1.7 for Surinamese, 1.8 for Arubans, 3.0 for Africans and 1.8 for Latin Americans. According to Statistics Netherlands, for the year 2007, the TFR for those born in Netherlands was 1.72. TFR of Moroccan immigrants was 2.87 and that of Turkish immigrants was 1.88. Vital statistics. The following table presents the evolution since 1900. Click on Show to display the table. Migration and ethnicity. According to Eurostat, in 2010 there were 1.8 million foreign-born residents in the Netherlands, corresponding to 11.1% of the total population. Of these, 1.4 million were born outside the EU and 0.428 million were born in another EU member state. As the result of immigration, the Netherlands has a sizable minority of non-indigenous peoples. There is also considerable emigration. In 2005, some 121,000 people left the country, while 94,000 entered it. Out of a total of 101,150 people immigrating to Netherlands in 2006, 66,658 were from Europe, Oceania, the Americas or Japan, and 34,492 were from other countries. Out of a total of 132,470 emigrants, 94,834 were going to Europe, Oceania, the Americas or Japan and 37,636 to other countries. A large number of immigrants come from countries in Western Europe, mostly from the bordering countries of Germany and Belgium. There were 5 subsequent waves of immigration from other countries in recent history. In the late 1940s and the 1950s, following the end of the Second World War, people from the newly independent Indonesian Republic repatriated or migrated to the Netherlands, mainly Indo-European and supporters of the Republic of South Maluku. In the 1960s and 1970s, migrants from southern Europe, Turkey and Morocco came to work in the Netherlands as guest workers. They were expected to return to their own country and many did, but others remained and in the 1980s and 1990s were joined by their families. Until the 2000s, their children usually married people from their home country. In the 1970s and 1980s, people migrated from the newly independent Suriname and from the Netherlands Antilles, which remained part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. These people migrated because these people still held a Dutch passport and saw a better future in the Netherlands. In the 1990s, the Netherlands saw increasing migration of asylum seekers. Most notably are Iraqis, Iranians, Thais, Burmese and Chileans fleeing from political oppression or persecution. and in the 2000s, migrant workers from new EU member states in Central and Eastern Europe like Poland, Romania and Bulgaria, and non-EU states Moldova, Ukraine and the former Yugoslavia. Illegal immigration in the Netherlands results in automatic deportation. Many Dutch provinces now have quotas for deporting illegal immigrants. Recent developments with the enlargement of the European Union during the 2000s. The Netherlands has seen a rise of migrants coming from new member countries. Migrant workers from these countries total about 100,000 as of 2007. Legal migrants from new EU member states doubled between 2007 and 2011 to 200,000, with estimates totaling up to 300,000. Of the Poles who initially moved in 2004, about a quarter had returned by 2006. As of January 1, update. Emigration. The Netherlands has seen considerable emigration. In the 1950s, 560,000 people migrated to the United States, South Africa, Australia, Canada and New Zealand, leaving their war-torn and overpopulated home country behind. At least 60,000 of these migrants were Indo-European repatriants that moved on, mostly to the United States, after being repatriated to the Netherlands from the former Dutch East Indies during and after the Indonesian Revolution. In 2005, some 121,000 people migrated from the Netherlands. There is considerable migration towards neighboring states, Belgium, Germany and the United Kingdom, and to the Netherlands Antilles. Furthermore, almost half of the current emigration consists of people returning to their country of birth, including rejected asylum seekers. After the more stringent migration laws were implemented, the re-migration or return migration from the Netherlands. Religion. According to the CIA World Factbook, as of 2006, update, the religious makeup of the Netherlands was 24% Roman Catholic, 13% Dutch Reformed, 7% Calvinist, 5.5% Muslim, 5.8% other and 41% none. However, according to a survey done in 2006, 25% of the Dutch people are Christian, 5% adhere to another organized religion, 26% are unbounded spiritual, 26% are non-religious humanist and the remaining 18% are non-religious non-humanist. Language. The main language is Dutch, while West Frisian is also a recognized language and it is used by the government in the province of Friesland. Several dialects of Low Saxon are spoken in much of the north and east and are recognized by the Netherlands as regional languages according to the European Charter for Regional or Minority Languages. Another Dutch dialect granted the status of regional language is Limburgish, which is spoken in the southeastern province of Limburg. Major immigrant languages are Turkish, Arabic and Berber.